Well, hello everybody. How are you doing tonight? I'm going to give it just a few minutes to get some folks in here. And for those of you that are in here, if you would just say hello in the comments. Okay. Okay. We have a few people in here now. So who's in here with me? I do have something special I'm going to do in a little bit too. So I will need to know who's in here and who's watching, but I'll give you a heads up on that. But yeah, if you're in here, let me know. Just say hello and where you from. Hey, Michelle, how are you? What you been up to? Hi, Rebecca. Yeah. Are either of you been foraging lately? Getting anything good? I was out yesterday and found like this surprise harvest of oyster mushrooms. They were all over a tree. It was amazing. And then I got some chanterelles a few days ago and picked some shiitakes off my logs. So yeah, Rebecca, what have you been finding? What about you, Michelle? Have you been foraging anything? A lot of dry shrooms. Yeah, well, I'm just excited that we've had rain. I mean, gosh, we haven't had rain in so long. And this week, last week, it's been great with the rain. Oh, yeah, this weekend should be good. I'm sure. I'm sure. And I'm probably going to do, which I'll say it, later on too, but I'm probably going to do a foraging walk on Saturday. I was looking at the weather and I was going to do it Sunday, but the weather on Sunday doesn't look too good. So, all right, Rebecca, gosh, you've been finding oysters, wood ears, crown tip coral, chanterelles. Awesome. I love the crown tip coral. I mean, when you just like cook it in butter in the cast iron pan, it's so delicious and it's crunchy. I don't know if you've eaten yours yet. We just found um, last week a cauliflower, and that's one of my favorite mushrooms. This year, I haven't found like a big amount of it on my property, but I'm hoping to find some more because that one gets nice and crunchy too, kind of like the crown tip coral. Oh, it's so tiny. Yeah. And when you fry it up, so if it's only like this big, when you fry it up, it's going to like disappear. So you need to go find like bunches of them and get like a whole handful, and then you'll get like a forkful when you're done, which is crazy. I know. Well, let's see who else is on here watching. I'll just give it a few more minutes for them. I will tell you what we're going to talk about today, though. And well, I know you two are already on. I think you're on my list. A list of people. I think you both were. Let me just look real quick. We're going to talk about kudzu. Oh, you dehydrated it? You dehydrated that little tiny crown tip coral? Oh my gosh, it must look like, I don't know, like a little toothpick or something. Another one I've been foraging or looking for, and I actually had a fat friend find one for me, is the tremella. It's the white snow fungus, and it's one of my favorite, the Tremella fructiformis. Not to eat. I use it for like facial products and stuff like that. I'm trying to create something with it. But a friend brought me one the other day, and it was like as big as my hand, which usually I only find them in a super tiny, and it weighed like maybe, I don't know, almost 2 ounces, which is a lot for one of those mushrooms. So I was kind of excited to find that. It's like a clear mushroom that looks kind of like a coral. Some people think of it as coral, but it's a jelly, and it's really neat. I just wanted to see. I think I got you guys on. Let's see. On the wheel of names. And y'all can hear me okay, right? Let's see. Oh, Rebecca. if you were on there. Let me ask you, Rebecca, did you answer one of my emails about being put in the wheel of names for the drawing tonight? I thought you were. I might have missed somebody. Oh, you added yours to a cold cream. Wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. I tried it as a facial mask. That tremella I used it as facial mask, and then I've tinctured some, and I'm going to do a hot water extraction with the other, and then I'll be using that in there. Oh, you did miss it. I'm sorry. Well, don't worry. There's a couple other things I'm going to be giving away too. I thought for some reason your name was on there, but it's not. I know, Michelle, you are. So you guys, whoever's new that just popped in here, if you would say hello in the comments. And the reason being is in just a little bit, I'm going to do a couple of giveaways. And I know on YouTube, you're supposed to kind of like do this whole big thing about giveaways and announce it and, you know, all the rules and regulations and all that. But I think the people that are watching are only going to be people that know me, not just random people popping in from Europe or South Africa or somewhere. So I am going to be doing a couple of giveaways, but it will start since, you know, we'll just wait for the other people to pop in or they'll watch the replay of this too. Oh, hey, Joe, how are you? You're cooking and listening. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm going to show a little bit on the Academy in just a minute, but what you cooking? Something good? Let me know. Probably mushrooms. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you guys about kudzu because kudzu is everywhere. And if you've ever been to my place, you know that I am just like covered up with kudzu. And the cows eat it. And sometimes we feed it over the fence to the goats and stuff. But it is really good food. And I don't know if any of you guys, is there anybody on here that has tried kudzu before? Either the leaf or the flower. Let me know in the comments. Oh, good, Joe. You make wings and potatoes. Yeah, you guys are going to have to check out his new channel, Archaic Nourishment. That's going to be amazing. Amazing. But anyway, kudzu. Let's see. Nope, you haven't tried it, Michelle? Ooh, I'm going to have to make you something good. If you come this weekend to the walk, I'll make something. But here is kudzu. Oh, you've had my jelly, yes. Here is kudzu, and I know when people first see this, they're like, oh no, it has leaves of 3. That's poison ivy, but poison ivy does not really look like kudzu. And we're going to go through a couple of identifying features of it. And the first thing is the leaves, if you notice, are much more broad at the base and in the center than poison ivy. And while they do have a point, they're not as pointy as poison ivy at all. And on the stem, let me see if you can see this up close. I'm not positive. We're going to try this. I don't know that you're going to be able to see that. Not quite. They're hairs. There's hairs running all the way down these little tiny stems, the petioles that go onto the leaves. These are hairy. So on poison ivy, while the big vine is hairy, the one going up the tree, and it's really more like has root hairs, not fuzzy hairs. Poison ivy does not have hairs on any of the little stems that attach to leaves. They're totally smooth. So I don't want you to feel it to find out. You're going to have to use your eyeballs to check it out. But these leaves on the vine, now, of course, we know the vine that ate the South. So the vine itself is very woody and thick, and a lot of people mistake it for grapevine. But when you see those thick ones, and it's like a dark brown, and it's growing all the way up the tree and choking the tree and going all the way around, that indeed is the kudzu vine. And before I go into the food benefits and medicinal benefits, the vine itself is great for making baskets. And you don't have to use that really thick one because you'll never get that off the tree. But if you do get a piece of it, you could always use it as a handle for a basket. And we usually harvest that part, all the vines, in the winter. or in the fall after all the leaves are gone. And then the vines are a little bit stronger. But there are like vines that are finger size, and those are good for basket making. And some of the big ones, I'm sorry, my phone is beeping. I don't know if it's somebody trying to get in or somebody having issues, but that's okay. We'll just wait. Let me just see who this is real quick. Oh, no, it wasn't even anything important. Okay. So yes, the vines can make really good baskets. And I should have had one of my baskets handy to show you. Hold on. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one right up here. Hopefully they won't all fall down. Okay. I'm back. So this basket, we used grapevine, and then there's some kudzu in there blended in. So, you know, if you can't get rid of it, use it. Definitely use it up. So that's pretty neat. So you can't eat the vine though, but you can use it for baskets. The leaves you can eat, and these are really tender. The other leaves that are thicker, let me see if I have like this darker green one. They both look dark green on there. If they're tough, like they feel kind of rough to you and thick, you don't want to eat those. But these tender ones are really, really good. They're very thin, and you can like pull them off of there, roll them up. And for those of you that cook, just slice it, chiffonade it, make them really tiny. And you can saute them in a pan with butter, oil, bacon grease, whatever you want to use, garlic, salt and pepper. But then you don't want to just eat them like that because they can be a little chewy. You add some broth, like fresh chicken broth or beef broth or whatever kind you want to add, or wine. And you just kind of like steam it like you would do for collard greens, just not as much. Like I'm not one to cook collard greens all the way to death, you know, but I just cook them until they're more tender. They're almost like steamed a little bit. You could also steam them whole and then use them as wraps and put some different meats or cheeses or rice or other veggies in there. One of my favorite ways to do it, and there is a video on my channel. It's a pretty short video, but you could make baked kudzu chips. They're so easy. If you've ever made kale chips, has anybody on here made kale chips before? Because if you've ever made kale chips, you basically just take a little bit of oil and salt, pepper if you want, and massage it into the leaves. And then you lay them out on a baking tray. And I forget the temperature. I want to say it's like 350 or 375. And you put them in there, and you don't want them to overlap on the tray at all. But I have a whole video for that. You don't want them to overlap because then they won't get nice and crunchy. And you bake them for literally 5 minutes. I swear, just 5 minutes. Pull them out. They're amazing. You could add more salt if you want afterwards, but they're crunchy. And you got to eat them right away. Because if you don't, they start getting like moisture back in them. But you could just reheat them again in the oven. Another way, if you want to take that even further, is you know that tempura batter. I know I've made my own before, but I was at the North Carolina Wild Foods Festival in April, and I was helping one of the guys in our group to make all the different things, and we were doing a lot of kudzu and bamboo shoots and stuff. So I asked him, I was like, well, you got to tell me, what is your recipe for making the tempura on the kudzu leaves? He goes, go to Walmart and buy the little box of tempura mix. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? But we fried them up after dipping them in the tempura, just like this, fried them up, and they were amazing. And they stayed crunchy for hours. Oh my gosh, you could eat like 100 of them. You know, I could. So another thing you could do with this, if they are pretty tender, the really baby ones, you can cut up small and put them in salads. But kudzu is full of protein. That's why it was brought over here eons ago. I mean, how many 100 years, 90 years, 75 years? I don't even know. Could have been something like that, 100 years. And it was brought over not only for erosion, but for cattle, for eating. And it has a really good amount of protein in it. So we need to be eating it a lot more. I don't know why we're not. But so that's the leaf. And has anybody else joined us on here? If you have joined, say hey in the comments. because I got a couple of cool things that I'm going to be doing. And if I don't know you're here, you can't be in the drawing to win some cool prizes. So here is the flower. Have you walked by, I don't know, like seen kudzu, walk by or walk down a road or walk down a path and all of a sudden you smell grape Kool-Aid? That's what it smells like. Grape Kool-Aid. I swear. So you see the flowers, they're on these spikes, and the flowers are two-toned. They're pinkish purple with a little bit of yellow in the center. They are an irregular flower. If you can see that, they have like a little bit of a lip on there. Irregular flower is a flower that you cannot divide in half. It has all different sized petals on there. But anyway, it also looks like a pea flower because it's in the legume family. Pea flower. And these flowers, you just cut them off. Well, first we wash them. This is one of the things I do put in cold water, because if you don't, then there's these little kudzu beetles and they could come out and they stink too. So you don't want them in any of your stuff that you're going to make jelly or syrup with. But I usually put these in a bowl of cold water just for a little bit and squish it around. And then I pull these out and I cut them off like right about there. If the tips are really long, I don't have any that are too long here, I'll cut the tip off too, because we only want the colored part in there. You don't want any of the green. And then you bring some water to a boil, pour it over the flowers. I usually do equal parts. So if I have 4 cups of flowers, I do 4 cups of water, boiling water. Pour it over, cover it, let it steep, let it cool down, and then put it in the fridge overnight. After you do that, you strain it out, and it's really this ugly looking brown. And you're like, oh my gosh, how in the world is this going to make any kind of jelly or lemonade or what? But magic happens. So we strain out all the flowers. We put it in a pot. If we're going to do jelly, I'll share the recipe with y'all in just a bit, or a link for it. But you strain it out, and then you put in some lemon juice and a box of pectin. Mix that up, and all of a sudden, the color turns back to purple, like a fuchsia. And you cook that up, and if anybody here has not made jelly, this one's really easy to do. You mix it up and bring it to a full rolling boil. Then you put 4 cups of sugar in there. I know it's a lot of sugar. And you cook it for about another minute. Then you do your jelly test and see if it's all good to go. Now, if you don't want to go through that, you could make a color-changing lemonade with it. And I have that in my book, for those of you that have the book. It shows backwards on there. But the color-changing lemonade recipe is super easy. It's basically the same thing minus the pectin. And this one shows it's 3 cups of kudzu flowers, 3 cups of water, and 1 cup of sugar. And you make basically a syrup with that. You still steep it, do all that, and you make a syrup. And then you take 8 ounces of the kudzu syrup with 4 ounces of fresh lemon juice, and then you add water and ice and stuff to it, and it comes out this beautiful, can you see that? Beautiful pink. It's so delicious too. It really is. But the jelly is really one of my favorites, and it's a lot of my customers' favorites too. So the flowers also are medicinal for something really random, but in Japan or China, I'm not sure, in Asia, they use the flower tea as a remedy for too much drinking the night before. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? So, yeah, hangover remedy. Also a remedy for headaches. That makes sense. You have a hangover, you have a headache, stomach ache. There was something else. Irritability. Drink the tea. It's kind of neat. So, are you guys enjoying this talk so far? I hope so. I haven't seen anybody else on here. I know I have a couple more people, but they haven't said hello, and I hope you guys can still hear me, right? Because, sometimes when you do these lives, you're like, is anybody there? Is it just me? Oh, good. Thanks. Thanks. The root is the next part I'll talk about. And I don't mess with the root. One day I went out there and I'm like, I'm going to dig me up a kudzu root. And it's supposed to be a thickener for foods, for, desserts, things like that, kind of like cornstarch. So I went and I found the tiniest little kudzu, about this big. I'm like, great, I'll dig up that root. It's not going to be hard. Hey, Lydia, how are you? Do you know? I had to dig and dig and dig and dig. That root was like this big. And that was just from the tiniest little plant ever. So, oh, Joe, have you've harvested the root before then? Yeah, wintertime, definitely. Wow. Yeah. So it's also medicinal. The root is very cooling. So if somebody has fever, like a bad congestion and fever, really bad cold, then you can use that. You can make there's different versions of it. So I'm not as familiar with it, but I have a Chinese medicine book that talks about it. There's different methods. Some of it, you do it like in a cold water. Another one is roasted and another one is a hot tea. So it depends on your constitution, what's going on in your body as to what you need it for, because one's more cooling than the other. So, but I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, thickening agent. I think if I remember right, somebody told me this once, that in some of the Chinese restaurants, when you go there, you see these little white Jello-like desserts. I've never eaten one, so I'm not about to. That's made with the kudzu. I don't know. Should ask somebody one day. But a lot of traditional Chinese medicine doctors do use all types of kudzu, like the leaves, the flowers, and the root. I didn't even know it was good for colds until I learned that. So that was kind of cool. And it's funny because I had one friend and she was learning from this Chinese doctor over in Jackson County. I don't even know if he's still there. And he realized, he just moved here and he realized that there's kudzu around. And he goes, oh my God, can you get me some kudzu? It's like, yeah, it's everywhere. Just go out there. You can find it just about anywhere. So I'm trying to think anything else. Do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions about the kudzu so far? Oh, one other thing I forgot to tell you. Because when we talk about ID, the compound leaves. So they're not individual leaves. These are leaflets. This whole thing is a leaf, a compound leaf. And they are alternating down the stem. So they're not opposite each other. It's just random pattern on there. And those are alternating down the stem. So that's one thing about identification, is how to know how the plant is actually growing and how the leaves are arranged and how the flowers are. So far, I hope you've learned something about, kudzu. Not only did it have the alternating leaves and it's a compound leaf with 3 leaflets, and then the flower is an irregular flower and it's in the pea family. So a legume family. By the way, that's one thing I wanted to tell you about. The only part of kudzu that is not edible whatsoever is the little pods that come, and they're just starting now. I couldn't reach them to get you one. They're green right now. They look like green beans. They look actually like soybeans. They're hairy and fuzzy like a soybean would be, and they have little beans in it. Those are not edible. Do not eat them. So those are actually poisonous, if I'm not mistaken. So just the flowers, the leaves, and the early spring shoots, the little tips. You could cook those up like asparagus, and so many things in the springtime cook up like asparagus. So let's see. I think that's all I have for kudzu. Anybody have any questions about it? No. Well, if you don't, I do want to tell you. Finally, since February, I've been working on the Foragers Academy. It's taken forever. I think because I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I think everything has to be on there, but it's a membership site. And everything does not have to be on there at once, because I could keep adding things weekly, monthly, daily, whatever I want, because it's going to always keep growing and growing and growing. And I know some of you probably already have a membership to something. Almost everybody has a membership to something, whether it be Costco, which I know somebody has on here, or Netflix or Amazon or all of the above, Hulu, all the things. The membership just kind of makes it easier, to be able to get what you want out of it. And there's always new things that are being added to it, right? So I got to give you a little preview of my Foragers Academy. I don't know if any of you have looked already, but it is open now. I'm going to screen share here for a minute. So I might not be able to see your comments. Let's see. Let me share. I think it's this one. Okay, let me scroll up. Oh, I want to go back. All right. So I will type this in the comments so you guys can go check it out. But this is the Foragers Academy. And on it, I created it because I wanted to have a community of herbalists and foragers and people that just want to learn a little bit more about that, have a community where everybody can learn together and share together. So this just shows you a little bit about it. And membership implies entry into a secret organization or a community of like-minded individuals looking to connect and learn on a deeper level, because I can go live in here much more often, and I can kind of like tailor it to what people want to learn. And what I have in here is, if you join the membership, you have access to everything in here. So there's foraging basics, there's cooking, there's making remedies, there is Master in the Wild, but I'll tell you more about all those things in a minute. But you can create your own herbal products. You can learn to forage with confidence, extend the life of your wild finds through various preserving techniques. And there's beginner to advanced medicine making. So we have Foraging 101 and beyond, and there's lots of classes within that. And then herbal medicine making, and there's classes within that. Preserving the harvest, and we'll go over dehydrating, freeze drying, cooking, all the cool things. Master in the Wild, if you want to take this up to a next level and you want to learn to create products and create a business from it, I can help with that too. And then we have Herb of the Month. So when I'm done here, I want you guys to go in here and look at all the things and see if it's something that might entice you to join with me. And there's 5 membership paths in there, but you get all of them. So I just want you to know that you definitely get all of them in there. You just get to choose wherever you want to go and finish one or jump around, anything like that. But it's only $27 a month, and that's just for founding members. So that's just going to be open for a couple of weeks. And I do repeat that little video. And there's another video here for you guys of what to expect. And I don't know if you can hear that if I play it. Let's see. And then these are some of the classes, get tree identification, lots of resources and printables, Foraging 101 and beyond. 14, some of you that have been with me a long time, there's 2 repeats here, 14 wild plants in 14 days. Mushroom identification, that's a long one, big one. That's the ultimate mushroom. What did we used to call it? The ultimate mushroom. That's so funny. I totally forgot what it used to be called. But anyway, that right there, that one alone was a $300 course, and I just added it on here. And then herbal medicine, medicine making, herb of the month, preserving the bounty, all those good things. So do come back here and check it out. And let me come on over here. Hi, Megan. So I am like really stoked about it. So excited. I did want to do something for you guys that are on here right now. I would like to give away this foraging bandana. from Wazoo, from one of my friends. Hey. And I don't know if any of you have this. I'm not sure I can even hold it up to show you the whole thing, but check it out. It has all different plants on there. Plantain, cattail, prickly pear, willow, burdock, dandelion, yarrow, wapato, turkey tail, maple, stinging nettle, violet, and like what they're good for, which one is edible, which one is medicinal, and a whole lot of little things on it. So it's kind of neat little foraging bandana, but it's also one of the survival gears. So you can use this not only for foraging, of course, but you could wet it, wear it around your neck, cool off. You could strain things with it. You could clean, like say you're out in the wild and you need to purify some water. You do it through that first before you go ahead and boil it. But yes, foraging bandana. And I'm going to put whoever's in here, I'm going to put you guys' name on Wheel of Names and then pick one of you. How's that sound? So if you're in here and you haven't given me your name yet, you better tell me now. All right, so let's see. We have archaic, nourishment. Hold on, I'm typing these in. Think about some questions for me while I'm typing this. Nourishment. We have Lydia Moyer, Rebecca Stone. If I spell anybody's name wrong, I apologize. Michelle Cudney and Megan Gaddis. Oops, I put way too many D's in there. I'm going to share this with you. Got to share my screen so you can actually see what I'm doing. Let's see if I have anybody else on here. And I'll either get it to the winner or I will mail it. Well, you guys, there's not a ton of you on here, so you have a pretty good chance of winning. That's always nice. All right, let me share. And Wheel of Names, share. Okay, so I got 5 of you on here. I'm going to spin it. Can y'all see that? I hope everybody can see that. Let's see. See if I can do it while I'm in there. Nope, I can't. Hold on. Okay. Spin. And can you see that? You are the winner of the bandana. That's kind of neat. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're going to have to message me later, and then I will get it to you, mail it to you if I need to. So congrats. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. I was trying to post something. Congratulations. And it didn't work. There we go. Happy dance. There you go. All right. Let me get out of this. That was kind of cool. That was good. And then, let's see. Oh, yeah. So if anybody just came in, you missed out on that. So let me also put, I want to put this, the Foragers Academy, in the comments for you guys so that you can see it. Oh, I could just put it right on. All right, I put it in the comments, and I can put it, see if it goes on here. Ah, there it is. Look at that. Learning things every day. So if you want to go check it out and see if it's something that you may want to do, And then I did have to give away one of these, but it was something that people had a comment about, send me a message. Been doing this since March. And I have all of those people. They should be here because it's for a year's membership, which I think that's pretty dang good. Oh, thanks, Lydia. So let me see. I want to see if you can see this. I don't want to have to type all these names in again. I have, I hope you can see all those people in there. We have Christina Johnson, Lydia Moyer, Christina Minyard, Michelle Cudney, you're in here, Sherry Hoffman, Gina Dyer, Cindy Harris, Ruth Kershaw, Lorraine McNally, Grace Woods, Kylie Worcester, Rose Cipriano, Jessica Taylor, Kimber Smith, Leah Panetta, and Kate Hare. So on that one, I am not typing those all over again. I am going to do it on here and then show you so you guys can see. So you can see that I pressed the button and somebody's going to win. And the stinkers are not here. But it might be here. We have 2 here that are on this thing. So you have 1 out of 17 chances. All right, you guys ready? You're going to hit it. Let's see who it is. We'll have to read it backwards. Who is that? Jessica Taylor. So if you know her, tell her she just won. Jessica Taylor. So I'll take a picture of that. Jessica just won a year's membership in the Foragers Academy. That's pretty cool. So any of y'all have questions for me? Anything you want to learn more? Anything you want to talk about before we go? Or did you enjoy this? Something. Tell me. Tell me something. Tell me something good. By the way, I'm sitting right in front of this really new cool piece of furniture I just got, which I'm kind of pretty proud of it. My friend Melissa, I got it from her. And it's my little apothecary, which I love. Yeah, she is pretty lucky, Megan. Definitely. Oh. Yeah. I know there's a little... Ooh. Google is talking to me on my phone. Why does it do that? Anyway. Oh, yeah, Megan. So, yeah, if you missed the first part where I was talking about the kudzu and showing all the different things and explaining it, absolutely. As soon as this is over, I think it takes I want to say it's 10 minutes once you end the stream, and then it goes through it and then it puts it on here. So it'll stay on YouTube and you can watch it as many times as you want for sure. And I'll be going live a lot more. I kind of stopped for a while, but I'll definitely be going live a lot more, and especially in the Foragers Academy, I'll be doing bunches of them there too. But thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, I love that cabinet too. It's really special. I wanted one of those. I don't know, for the last 6-7 years. And finally I get one. And then over there, you can see all my jars of everything. So tinctures and herbs, and you can't see the mushrooms are over there down below. So, yeah. Oh, your husband asked if you can make flour out of kudzu. You probably could use a little bit, but since there's no gluten, you probably could not make, because it would be more like cornstarch. And, cornstarch is great for breading things or making them a little bit fluffy, but you can't really make a flour out of it, but you probably could mix it. I'll look into that for sure. Oh, I was gone for a minute. I have no idea what just happened there. But there's, what you can make flour out of, Megan, is acorns. And I'll be talking about that in the fall. So Yeah, it's always nice when you can find something in the wild to use for flour. Speaking of flour, I just went out and got 30 pounds of flour. I'm baking this week, so got to get a lot of flour, organic flour. So, all right, you guys, if that's all and we have no more questions, I think that'll do it. Congratulations again for winning your bandana. And that was to Rebecca. I almost forgot for a second. Sorry. So, Rebecca, do please contact me or I'll get with you and I'll mail it out to you unless I see you locally. All right. Okay. So you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope to see some of you over at the Foragers Academy. Share with friend too. Let them see the video. All right. Bye y'all.